Hello, hello, hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. The basic idea of this deck is we get a brain in the jar on 2, and that allows us to fuse a Beck Call, which is pretty sweet. We fuse it, we get 4 1/1 flyers, and we draw 4 cards. This deck is interesting. We played a version of this with Gifts Ungiven a long time ago on Much Brew About Nothing. So this is a different version of the deck. This one recently 5-0'd a league, and this one, no Gifts Ungiven, nothing too crazy really. It's actually fairly straightforward. It's kind of an Esper control deck. We have some Esper charms for card draw. We have telling times, which help us. It's kind of like an anticipate type effect, helps us dig through our deck. Think twice is a few counters, some removal, a main deck surgical extraction for no apparent reason. I'm not exactly sure why that's in the main deck. But basically, we just kind of stall out and set up, and then the only realistic way we have of winning the game is to brain in the jar our Beck Call. I guess we have Celestial Colonnade and Creeping Tarpet, but that's kind of the whole plan. So we're going to give this deck a shot. First, we got to do our reminders. MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube is where you can check out all of the old streams, including this stream in the future. So if you're looking to catch up on old streams or you can't catch all of this stream, make sure to subscribe to that. Yeah, if we can kill a Tron piece, surgical extraction's great. The problem is we only have the 2 ghost quarters, so we don't have that many ways to actually kill Tron pieces. And our opponent mulliganed to 4, so I feel like our Brain in the Jar Beck Call plan should be pretty good here. Ancient Stirrings for our opponent. Gets in Urza's Mine. Well, let's just Island and Brain in the Jar. This also is pretty nice because we can just sit on counters and then activate Brain in the Jar at the end of our opponent's turn. Alright, there's Urza's Mine. And Expedition Map. Yep. Alright, there's a land. Alright, well, the good news is we're going to have turn 4 Fuse Beck Call. And that should be pretty good. Our opponent is still going to have Tron. Hopefully it doesn't matter, but... Alright, let's tick up our Brain in the Jar. If our opponent kills this, I'm going to be so upset. Are they going to have Okay. At least they didn't kill it. Ooh, and there's a Ghost Quarter, too. Well, let's fuse right now, because if we draw into a surgical extraction, we can do the Ghost Quarter trick. And that should be pretty good. So we get to fuse a Beck Call. Combo! We got our combo. Basically like Splinter Twin, but way jankier. Also draws us way more cards. We get to think twice. Just hopefully going to draw into Surgical Extraction. Telling Time. Negate. And another Ghost Quarter. Well, play Ghost Quarter. And let's just pass the turn. Leave up a counter. Opponent cracks their map. Gets Urza's Power Plant. Yeah, we'll wait till our opponent's upkeep, and I think we're just going to Ghost Quarter anyway. We can discard this Think Twice. So it's kill Urza's Tower. Plan. Alright, Ancient Stirrings for our opponent. So I think, hopefully, we'll be able to just Telling Time end of turn. Opponent gets Chromatic Star. So if we can Telling Time, I think we really are just digging for Surgical Extraction, mostly. It feels like Surgical Extraction is probably pretty close to game over. Another Ancient Stirrings. Well, our opponent's putting up quite the fight for mulling to 4. That's Tron for you. They got a Ugin in hand. So opponent passes. Let's just Telling Time. There's Extraction. So Extraction in our hand. Godless Shrine on top. And then I guess we can just do it right now. So yeah, let's surgically extract Urza's Tower. Gotcha! Gotcha, opponent. Whoever predicted that Tron would scoop when we targeted Urza's piece with Surgical Extraction was right. Flooded Strand, crack Flooded Strand, get an island, and we are just going to slam this Brain in the Jar. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent can't kill this Brain in the Jar, and then we are in super good shape. Saheeli Rai. That's spicy. Alright, let's play Polluted Delta so we can search out another basic if our opponent goes to Blood Moon, and we are getting pretty close to the combo. We don't have protection for it, but let's see what our opponent does. Our opponent's not finding lands very well. All right, crack Polluted Delta. Get a Swamp. Think twice. And then we might as well take up our brain. Oh, no! Oh, it's a click. Oh, that's still kind of bad. Yep. Huh. Alright, so we lost our Beck Call. We get another land that's not doing much. Well, play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in. Alright, let's flashback this thing twice. Yeah, that click is getting there. We could use a Path to Exile. Well, there's a Telling Time. So let's play Flooded Strand. Crack Flooded Strand. Telling Time, come on, Beck Call. Alright, there's a Beck Call. So Beck Call in hand, land on top, and then let's pass the turn. Ooh, our opponent's tapping down. Alright, so we're going to do this now then. We found the Beck Call, take up Brain, fuse our Beck Call, gets us some blockers. Alright, we might be stabilizing now. Draw the land, draw another Brain, draw Telling Time, and something. Another Beck Call. Alright, down to 8. We still got to make sure we don't just die. We got to hope our counters can keep us alive. Opponent's going to bolt our face down to 3. Not looking too good. Okay. I got a feeling we're going to die to a burn spell here, unfortunately. And we don't really have a way to gain life. Flame Slash, one of our birds. Okay. The Saheeli's actually been really problematic. Alright, let's remove a counter to Scry. Colonnade can go to the bottom. We gotta kill Saheeli. Alright, so send everything at Saheeli. This is gonna be super close. Alright, there's Snapcaster, so we need to Spell Snare the Snapcaster. Step 1. Opponent negates. This is interesting now. Alright, so I think... Alright, so let's fuse our Beck Call. So what we would like here would be to draw like another Spell Snare and Esper Charm to get our opponent empty-handed. Well, there's a negate, land, and think twice. Alright, so I think what we have to do is just negate the negate. We'll discard Godless Shrine. Well, this is it. Does our opponent have a burn spell? Our opponent needs a burn spell or like a counter spell plus a burn spell. Or a counter spell. Yeah, counter spell plus burn spell kills us. Any burn spell down to Electrolyze gets us now. We do have a counter, so we're not just dead to a burn spell. Opponent has Cryptic. Oh, this might do it. Alright, well, we gotta go for it. Logic Knot? Does our opponent have a burn spell to go with it? Wow, we're gonna survive. And we drew a Deprive. We might still be getting there. Okay, so let's Path Vendilion click. This makes our opponent shuffle. Ruins their Scry. Are we really gonna get here? Alright, click down. So now we kill Saheeli. Kill Saheeli. Send the rest at our opponent. We're at 2 life. And pass the turn. Sit on our counters. Ooh, wow, we are so close. Alright, opponent's turn visions, that's fine. See if they leave anything on top. Puts on bottom, Goes to pass the turn. 2 cards in hand. I'm worried about even tapping down if they have 2 burn spells. I would like to take a counter off this Brain in the jar, would be ideal. Let's not be risky. Let's just untap. Another Brain, alright. Send everything at our opponent. And pass the turn. This is it, opponent. Can you kill us here? We have counter. We got snaps. Vendilion click. I don't even think we care about Vendilion click. Okay. Click resolves. Whoo! Opponent targets themselves. I don't think they can get through our counters. We have so many counters. Gets rid of a Blood Moon, draws a card, and scoops it up. Wow! All right, we got there. Whoa, we were so low on life, but we pulled it out in the end. All right, there's that Nauseam. So we need to start by Logic Knotting. So we'll just Logic Knot X5. Opponent has Pact of Negation. We will let Pact of Negation resolve. And then we will... Do they have like 3 Pact of Negations? We will Deprive, picking up a Ghost Quarter. Opponent has another Pact of Negation. If they have 3 Pact of Negations, we're actually going to lose. And then Deprive, picking up an Eyelid. Oh, thank God! And then we'll fuse our Bet Call. Draws us some new cards. Whoa, that was quite the counter war. But we survived. And now I think our opponent's just going to lose on their own upkeep. Oh, we got them with their own packs. I think, just to send a message, I think we're just going to pass. Yeah, I think we have to. We got to send the message. Discard Brain in the Jar. Island. Have fun paying for those pack triggers, opponent. Oh, goodness. They've already used 2 Angel's Graces. And our opponent scoops it up. Oh. Maybe that was a little cruel, but we ended up with the 3-2, which isn't bad for playing definitely a rogue brew. So it'll be interesting to see if the cheat back call into play strategy gets even better with the new Ether Revolt cards. Let's crack open this treasure chest. We get one, and you never know, sometimes 1 is all you need, so maybe this will be the Liliana. We haven't opened anything good in the chest in a long time. Okay. Well, I mean, Godless Shrine is a playable card. We got the old double rare with a curated card. Rare number 1, Dreamborn Muse. Rare number 2, Godless Shrine. And Godless Shrine is sweet, but I actually think it's worth less than a treasure chest, especially the Gate Crash version. Alright, 2.82 tick, so it's actually not that bad. So it's reasonable. It's about the same as a treasure chest, so it ended up alright. And then Hope Against Hope, and not good. So, a fine treasure chest, I guess. We haven't opened anything great, though, in a long time. So we finished tonight going 3-2 in our league, and for playing Esper, Brain in the Jar with Bet Call, I was pretty happy with the results. A little disappointed. I felt like our losses could have went better, but not a bad result for a pretty rogue deck, and it was pretty fun to play. Drawing forward, making 4 tokens is really insane. I'll be excited to revisit that deck after Ether Revolt is out, so we'll play something else sweet on Tuesday, I'm sure. Anyway, in the meantime, everyone, have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for all the subs and hanging out. I'm sorry I can't see your messages and talk to you because the chat's down, but hopefully it'll be fixed by Tuesday. Anyway, thanks again for being awesome and for all the support. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.